Hi, I just want to tell you just how touched I've been about your response to a video I put up recently about panic attacks and anxiety. Do you know, you shared it with nearly 10,000 people. That's how much you care. And that's how many people there are suffering. It's a real massive issue. But of course, my video wasn't perfect. You said there was a few things more I could have said and done, and I want to put that right now and share with you some more points. And one particular point you asked was, what can we do when someone's having a panic attack? So, what are panic attacks? What is anxiety? It's what's caused when the brain reacts to a situation it sees as threatening. And it's often linked to something that happened in the past, and the brain stores that memory with the emotion, with the fear, with the pain, with the anxiety, and it says, if this ever happens again, I'm going to take over, and I'm not going to let you suffer. I'm going to put you into fight or flight. Now, fight or flight is kind of a pretty drastic response. It goes back many, many thousands of years when we lived in a world where there was real things to worry about all the time. Today, we're not living in quite the same world, but our responses are still triggered by anything that the brain thinks it could cause me to be in a serious situation. So what can we do about it? Well, this is what you do. If you're the one that's suffering, or if it's your friend of yours that's suffering, please share this with them. First of all, they've got to work out why it is their brain is handing over control to the fight or flight mechanism. Why is it? What happened in the past that caused that? Now, if you're a friend of that person, then you might be able to help them. But what needs to happen is you must write down in words what it is that's causing those triggers to happen. This is really important. The brain, when it puts you into fight or flight, doesn't communicate in words. But to help you overcome anxiety and panic attacks, you've got to translate this into real words so you recognize it when it happens. So write it down in words. Why am I having these panic attacks? Is it to do with some betrayal? Is it to do with some pain I suffered, some abuse I suffered? Was it something that frightened me to death? Put it down in words and say, this is the kind of thing that causes panic attacks to be triggered in me. So when that's happened, I want you then to take that information and share it with anybody that might be around when you go into panic again. Share it with your family, share it with your friends, share it with your partner, and maybe even share it with your work colleagues, so that they know that when you go into panic, you haven't gone mad. You haven't lost your mind. It's actually a completely logical, understanding thing that's happening to you. And what's worse is that your brain doesn't know in words why it's doing it. So what you want them to do then is to understand you. Tell them, don't expect me to be logical because my connection with my logical brain has been cut. Don't expect me to quickly get over it because I can't quickly get over it. So please don't be impatient with me. Expect this to last a while. And please accept that if I haven't gone mad, I'm not choosing to do this. I don't want to be like this. This really feels like I'm going to die. So what else can you do? When it happens to you, then you have got to go back to those words you wrote down. Your brain hasn't communicated with you in words. The brain has just taken control and handed you over to fight or flight. So you've got to put it into words. Start trying to reconnect logic with how you're feeling at the time. And finally, this isn't a quick process to get over. It won't happen quickly. You won't get over it quickly. You won't change your brain quickly, but you will gradually change it. This is all about having memories that your amygdala, part of your brain, has linked up between an event and a life-threatening situation. And you've got to reprogram your brain so that your brain knows that that seemingly life-threatening situation actually isn't as serious, and there's no need for you to go into fight or flight. It will take a lot of repetitions to put it right, but start the process now, because then you can look forward to finally reducing and finally eliminating your tendency to go into panic.